What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, Tottenham 2, Bournemouth 2. Danny, it's never a quiet and dull moment following Tottenham Hotspur.
No, it really isn't.
What an up and down game of football that was. And I think our concerns were fair when we saw the starting lineup with the midfield. We saw there was no creativity in the midfield.
Yeah, we said that.
And Brennan Johnson on the right, and then for that first hour before we got into the game, before we made all the changes, it was really poor, wasn't it?
It was awful. I mean, Basuma, it was just non-existent. He kept losing the ball. He frustrated me the most today. Brennan Johnson, once again, he actually did one run, and you're thinking, oh my God, he's actually starting to run for once. And then he hardly anything else that whole game, that whole half, and I'm rightly so he hooked off at half time. Basuma though, he was just awful. He looked like he doesn't want to be there anymore. Like he's got no lack of effort. He's got lack of desire.
Some of the level of mistakes that he was making.
It's sloppy. It's like
he could have given away 2 goals just by directly from his.
It's like it's just kind of like the ball's coming to him. It's like, yeah, that's it. It's like, I've lost it. Like it's like, where's your desire? Where's your passion?
I'm done with Basuma. I've been done with him for a while. But you're looking at the players that performed poorly was Basuma, Bentancur.
Bentancur was a bit.
Brennan Johnson, absolutely nowhere. Yeah. I thought Romero was trying so hard.
He was, yeah.
And he was a bit over-exuberant, back to that kind of over-exuberant Romero, where he was giving away fouls and stuff. It was good to see him back, to be honest.
It was good to see him back, and I think, one thing about Basuma I'd say as well is what's frustrating is the guy has got talent, he's got ability, but we saw it in that, we've seen it at Brighton for 2 years, we saw it in the first 10 games under Ange. He looked like they're one of the best midfielders in the league just in that 10-game period, and then he gets those red cards or the issues or the injuries, goes to AFCON, and then was it AFCON? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And then after that, he's just been non-existent. He's just looked like a completely different player. Like his lack of effort's gone. He's terrible on the ball. Everything. He doesn't drive anymore. It's like he's scared. Like he's got no confidence whatsoever. And yeah, I think his time's up in this club. He needs to go. I'm disappointed because I was one of the ones who really wanted him to come to this club.
We didn't get the one that we saw at Brighton.
No, we didn't. We saw it for 10 games. We saw it for 10 games. That was it. 10 games.
But, we could have been literally like 2-3-0 down within the first 10 minutes of the game.
They
were cutting us open with a hot knife. Yeah. Vicario making these unbelievable saves.
I looked at the time, it was like 3 minutes something, right? 3 minutes 50 or something. And they'd had 3 chances on target already. And it's like in the last game we played, we had 0 shots on target the whole game. And they had 3 in 3 minutes.
And it was a weird one as well, wasn't it? Because they were so on top and so dominant in the first 10 minutes. And I thought we came into it, we kind of stemmed the tide. And at that moment, they sucker punched us and scored.
Yeah. And do you know what? Yeah, they did sucker punches, and it kind of happened for the second goal too. It was kind of like we had a good moment for the second for the. It
felt like we'd stemmed the tide at that point.
Yeah, we started to stem the tide. We started to kind of come into it, and then all of a sudden it's gone right back up our way of the pitch, and then they've scored a goal, and it's like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I want to say a mention with Odegaard today. I think he looked better on the right. I think he looked a bit better on the right, but again, it's like he shows flashes of like. He's got something in him. He's got that bit of ability. But then, as the game went on, it's like he just was scared. He was cowed to have the ball. He was like too scared to have the ball. He wasn't calling for it. Like, and so many of the players today. What frustrates me the most
is a real lack of movement.
Yeah, there's lack of movement all the time. It's so static, right? But like if you're a winger with someone like his ability, who can actually run at players, and he's not calling for the ball. It's like how can the players how can they actually impact the game if they're not willing to have the ball at their feet and try and make something happen? I think Bergvall is a prime example.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. I think that's what you want to say, right? We're lacking people that will sit up and take responsibility.
Yeah, he wants the ball, he's aggressive.
Nobody took responsibility of that first hour. No. It took for these guys to come on to show the responsibility.
Yeah, but the fact that we're now having an 18-year-old kid with this...
He's our best midfielder at the club.
He's our best midfielder at the club, 100%. The attitude is right, his ability is right, his aggression is right. He's got everything, and he's always looking forward. And we were talking about it in the game, right? He is constantly scanning around. Yeah. He's always looking around his surroundings to see where he is. He's always trying to, and that's what I like about him. When you look at the other players, they're just standing around like nothing, like as if like, oh, it's just a game of football. Who cares if we lose? Who cares if we win? It's just like they don't care. Yeah. Like there's a few of them that do care, and it's like. And again, another mention, Van der Ven on the ball today. It just oozes class. This guy. Honestly, we've missed him a lot, and I just hope that he doesn't get injured and he stays fit the rest of the season. But
I mean, it was like, I think, what do you reckon about this? I think like by the end of the game, by the end of the 90 minutes, by the balance of play, in terms of, the percentage of that we had the game, today had the game, and who deserves to take points from the game. I do think a draw is probably a fair.
It was a
reflection
fair
of the
result.
game.
I mean, you called it. You said 2-2 yesterday, didn't you? And
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
I said 2-2 in my heart. In my head. But I said I was going to go with my heart.
They probably created more of the clear-cut chances, but I still think we're probably, in terms of our performance, good value for a point.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot better than what we saw last week.
It was,
on Thursday.
because we actually had some chances to actually win the game, but so did they. They had the better chances, but look, we did have chances to win the game. Dominic Solanke, I think today was a little bit off. Like, he wasn't the same Solanke. Do you know what I noticed today? And I think we've started to notice it a lot more. There's no cohesion with the team. It's like they're not talking to each other or connecting with each other. There's no connection. It's like they're trying to do all these little passes and they're just completely off it. It's like they think that a player's going to make a run and then they pass it and then doesn't make a run.
It's always like we do the hard bit, and then when it gets to the easy 5-yard pass, we can't make it.
We don't do it.
It's just so frustrating. But it's like it hinges on these players coming on. Sonny on the left, who I thought was brilliant, and Bergwijn in the middle of the park. And it takes for these guys to come on for us to start performing.
I agree. And do you know the other thing as well, which really frustrates me, probably everyone is the fact that our players just don't shoot enough. Bergwijn, did he hit the post?
Just trying to walk it. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he hit the post.
Just trying to walk it in.
And the one that got me the most was when Maddison did really well. He got into the box and you think, right, from where we were sitting, right, you look like he could just either smash it or bend it into the goal, right? And what does he do? He tries to pass it to Sarr. It's like, just take a shot do you know what I mean? Just take a shot, for God's sake. Like, literally, all he needed to do was take a shot. I want to see these players.
And there was a few moments like that as well.
There
was
a few
just
moments.
the only
No,
one.
I know. That's what I mean. There was a few moments you're like, just hit it. I don't know if Son had one. Yes, Son had one, but he did shoot, but he didn't do well with the shot. But you just want to see more of that, because that's where things can happen. Like, you can't just keep passing it like we're playing a game of FIFA. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, look, I think we did well to salvage the game, albeit it was a bit of luck with the goal from Sarr. I mean,
definitely,
it's a cross that goes in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And I did feel from that moment on, we did have the momentum, and I always thought we did. I said to you, I turned around to you, I said, I think we're going to get back.
Yeah,
in.
and we did.
It was the penalty, so maybe a bit of slice of luck with the two ways that the goals came. But I did think, we're doing all right.
I said to Josh, I was like,
I've got to say that. Ben, come on.
Say a big come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Tottenham. Shit game. Pedro Porro. Fucking hell, guys. Come on, lads. Nah, love the show, though, guys. Love it.
See you later. See you later.
Love it, brother.
Take it easy.
It's a good point about Pedro.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The bloody
Yeah, it's a great
mistake
point.
that he made for the first goal, and how a gaping hole that right hand side is every time. I was saying to the guy next to me, I think it's more of the tactical set-up thing than maybe a Pedro Porro thing, but I think he was shocking.
He was. But we were kind of saying about Porro, right? Like, the system really doesn't help him. Like, I think he gets more stick than he deserves. Yes, he's not the greatest defensively, but I don't think that right back is his best position.
He did a lot better there last season than he
did. I agree, but I don't know whether that's him, whether that's the system. I mean, he did make some good tackles.
He gets no protection, particularly when Brendan's on the pitch.
Yeah, when Brendan's on the pitch, it's no protection. And I think it does help him when Kulu is playing, because he does like to come back a bit more. And Odebae wasn't tracking back a lot today. There was another thing I wanted to mention. I just forgot what it was now, but yeah, with Pedro Porro, I think he was really bad. He was the cause of one of our goals, and he was trying to cut back, but again, no one was coming back to cover that space. They were leaving that space open. It was literally Porro trying to get back, and no one else was coming across.
It felt like every time Bournemouth had the ball, they were just in acres of space, particularly in that first half anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But then Bergwijn comes on and he starts moving the ball quicker, because nobody was moving the ball in the middle of the park.
But it's
so it took for him to get the ball, get the ground on the deck, actually taking men on, actually creating space for his teammates.
Yeah.
What I love about Bergwijn, he's always in space.
Yeah, always. Well, it's because you saw he's always scanning. He's always looking around where he is on the pitch and who's around him. So he's always trying to make sure he's in space. And that's what I like about him. He wants the ball. I love that. A player wants the ball. I mean, you've got professional footballers here, they don't want the football. I mean, they're paid to have the football at their feet. They don't want it. And it's like, I can't understand it. And
you look at it right though, like 2-0 down today. We get it back in the last 20 minutes. So look, a good ending, a good fight back. What you've got to say was a shambolic
better
start.
than what we've seen recently, anyway.
But does that performance today, with a few players rested and maybe not getting enough minutes, give you a bit more confidence about Thursday night?
Not really. I don't think so. I think today summed up where we are. I think we got the luck to kind of get the point today, right? And I think the way we were, it's kind of feels how it's been like for us. Like we needed something really lucky for us to get a point, because I don't think out of merit we deserved. I mean, we deserved to get a point, but let's be honest, they had the better chances. And if they were more clinical, it would have been game over before we even started.
But I look at it like this: like you're looking at the players that came on the last half an hour. They're probably going to be the players that start the game,
but
on Thursday night, right? So if we can play like we did for the last half an hour for the majority of the game on Thursday night, you would probably say we win the game.
I'm expecting us to win the game on Thursday, right? I really am. I think I've said to you before. I said after the game, I said if we lose that game, there's no way that they can keep Ange in this job, because on paper or not on paper, that Tottenham team that we've got, regardless of who starts or not, should be far superior to get a result against Alkmaar. No doubt. Like, if we don't, it's an absolute disgrace, honestly. So I don't care who plays on Thursday. That team that goes out there should be winning that game.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And it's mad. I agree with you. First of all, it's Thursdays. There's no even talk about it. We've got to win that game, obviously, to stay in the tournament. And if he doesn't, Ange is going to be sacked at the end of the game, and he very well should be.
Do you think he'll get sacked at the end of the game, or do you think they'll wait?
I think they probably wait until international break.
Yeah, maybe,
Probably. That seems like a good enough, because there's
2.5
weeks till our next game after that, after the Fulham game. So maybe they'll wait till then. But look, I think we're going to win, so I think he's going to be in the job for a bit longer.
Yeah, probably. He probably will be. But do you know what was funny as well? Just on Ange. I mean, at one point during the game, I swear to God, we thought it was a statue.
That was so funny.
he was standing there
for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. It was like 10 minutes or something like that. And it's like he didn't move, and we're like, what? And then all of a sudden he starts walking. Like, oh, he's moved again. He's like, he's not a statue.
I literally thought they just put a statue there of him, and it wasn't actually him. And he
like one of those cardboard cutouts or something like that. It's like a 3D one of him. Just put it there. And he literally didn't move. And we kept looking at him. We was like, he's not moving. Like, he's genuinely not moving. And then you see Areola on the side, like going, "Come on, move the ball." This is going crazy.
Do you think it's a case of the players on the pitch? So obviously, you've got some players playing really well and some playing really badly, right? Do you think some players are playing for him and some players are not?
I think so. I think it's funny that you got the players coming out like Spence, and you've seen other players, Kulu, saying that we are all behind the manager. But as Maddison said it really, he did have an interview, didn't he, saying that we want to play for.
Yeah, but I look at players like Bissouma. Like, is Bissouma really behind it?
No chance.
He's barely starting in the team. He's putting shockers whenever he plays. Like, is he really behind the manager?
Definitely not. I mean, I think with Maddison as well. My conspiracy theory is that I think that he was the only player to have a conversation to Ange about our tactics and how we're playing, our style of play. And I think that's where they had a bit of a disagreement, and that's why that's how the relationship with them two has been since then. I think it's caused some kind of, maybe a little bit of
friction.
Friction. Yeah, basically a little bit of friction. Because, I mean, you saw it again in the Europa League. What Maddison what he kind of looked like he was saying about the always the same play kind of thing. And he's not wrong. It is always the same play. It really is. It's like there's no plan B. And we've said this so time and time again.
You don't need to tell me, my friend.
Yeah, I know. We need to tell Sim. Listen up.
Sim in or Sim out?
Ooh, we'll have to wait and see. I think at the moment it's still Sim out, so we have to wait and see.
All right, well, look, we move on to Thursday. It's not the worst result, because it could have been a battering after what we saw in the first half. So I'm happy that we kind of responded in a good manner. I know, like, we conceded the second goal in the second half, but I think we responded well. We got the draw.
Yeah.
And we just got to take the positive kind of ending into the game on Thursday and see where we go. And it's like, it's sad really when you see how low our standards are, because we're coming away drawing at home to Bournemouth and we're like,
hoping for a draw.
You know what, we did well today.
We're like hoping for a draw. But do you know what? I'm glad we didn't break another record today, which was
more than 7 defeats at home in a 38 game Premier League campaign.
We would, and if we lost today,
one more loss at home and we've broken it.
We've broken it, and I think that's probably still on the cards, which is even worse. It's still on the cards.
Of course it is.
And if that record gets broken, then it's another thing to go against, and just like, come on, man, like, what are we doing here? Like what Perch would say, what are we doing here?
Anyway, we'll see you all in the studio tomorrow. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on, Spurs.